Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are a week into the new year. Happy New Year, Lynnette Caldwell. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well, great. Happy New Year. You see, I'm dressed in my army fatigue because I'm ready to take one this new year.
And you look good. A few weeks ago, you were having a lot of trouble, and I'm sure the back pain, the knee pain, is still there, but has it gotten a little better? You're sitting in a regular chair.
Yeah, I'm in a regular chair, heavily padded, 2 pillows behind it. But what can I say? It has not gotten any better over the years, but I just learned how to work around it, do a workaround, do what I need to do, and then soak after.
You're so good. All right. For new listeners today, they're like, who's Lynnette Caldwell? She's in camo. She's looking good. But tell us what you do.
Okay. I am a money mindset mastery coach. I help entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants transform their minds around money to have a better relationship with their money. Oh my gosh, who's this?
It's okay. We can take it.
I hung up on them by mistake.
They're going to keep calling back. You're like, oh no.
Yeah. And I also am the proud owner of Bananas Pudding and other delicious, a whole lot of desserts that's made from love, banana pudding cheesecake, banana pudding cake, cupcakes, all the deliciousness. And I'm also the owner of theMANEthang Hair Wellness Solutions. It helps to grow your hair, strengthen your hair, moisturize your hair. Everything that Ava said last week, that's what we do.
Who's Ava? For those that
Ava
she was adorable. Her granddaughter starred in the show last week. Can you tell us a little bit about it? It was so much fun.
She was so happy. She said, oh my gosh, she told her mother about her interview. And the lady asked me, and then I said, I mean, she told her almost verbatim. I can't wait to get that video so I could just send it to her and show her. But she is my granddaughter.
And it was your daughter's birthday too, right?
Yeah, it was Sydney's birthday. Sydney had a little gathering around her birthday, I was so happy for her because she is always so build it up for her birthday and then never do anything. So this time she was so excited. She FaceTimed us. She was blushing all over the place. And I was just so elated just to see her in that state because I guess like you, well, her birthday is before the new year, but she always builds up and feels like she can't compete with the New Year's Eve activities that go on every year. But this year she did it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, amazing. And then I got my son's birthday's today, Austin, turning 8. Mine's the 10th. It's just too much in 1 week. But Ava was amazing. She was so well-versed, well put together. She's a beautiful little girl. And she reminded me a lot of you. She had a lot of your flair and your business savvy with her product showing and all. Yes.
Like she was so excited. And she said, the next day, do we have another interview today? And I said, no, that'll be next week, but you will be in school. So no, but she was very excited about that. I mean, us telling her mother is laughing. And it's like, wow. I said, you would have been proud of her. I can't wait to show you the video.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, adorable.
So what are you guys doing today for your baby?
I ran out. I had a break today. I went to go get the Carvel ice cream cake. We had a birthday party actually this past weekend. We did it on the 1st, on New Year's Day. I literally switched it from 28 days earlier, last minute, because he wanted it closer. And then I texted all the parents last week and they said we could do it. So it was at a trampoline place. So he had a great time. A lot of fun. A lot of kids showed up and it was a pretty quiet day. I love it. It was a good day to have a birthday party. Not too many people are out and about that day. So I took advantage of that at the trampoline park. We had a good time and just some cake tonight at the house, little appetizers, nothing fancy because we did fancy for the birthday party. Well, not fancy. Mommy just like spent a lot of money. So I'm like, just cake. That's it. I'm making some like appetizers and from Costco and we're good to go.
Oh, that was so cool. So did he enjoy himself?
Oh gosh, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, so today I brought cupcakes to the school. So they'll hopefully have them. It's just so exciting when it's your birthday. You feel like a rock star, don't you?
I know. It's like a never ending birthday. Like, oh, I did this on the 1st. My birthday is actually this day. I'm having cupcakes. I'm having all these things. Oh, it's so exciting. I feel like people should celebrate themselves all the time. Like we wait for birthdays and Christmas and, Valentine's Day. We we should celebrate all the time. We should always be in a good mood and feel good about ourselves.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. Like that's how I feel. You should see me around my birthday. When I was younger and I was in high school and stuff, I used to January 1st came in. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do about my birthday. And they were like, your birthday's in May. Like, you talking about your birthday already? So I guess that's where Ava get it from. She always talks about her birthday.
She's so darn cute. Oh God. Back to school transition for them. Do they have off Monday too? Did they go back Tuesday?
No, she went back. She went back yesterday.
Oh, okay. So yesterday.
Yeah, she went back
Wednesday.
yesterday.
Oh wow. They got an
Yeah.
extra day. She's in Brooklyn as well.
No, she was. They are in the Bronx.
Okay.
She goes to school in Manhattan.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, she was so she called me yesterday after school, and she was telling me that she was reading about some president who was very funny. He told jokes during awkward times or something like that. So she was talking about that book that she was reading. But yeah, she thought she went back on Thursday. Her mother had to correct her.
Of course. Oh.
So, yeah, these sweet ones, they're so good. And I'm glad she's picking up what I'm putting down, because we talk about mindset and that needs to start early on. I mean, the quicker you learn about these things, just processing information at a young age, the better it is for the child as they grow older. Because as for myself and different things, I feel like, I learned it later on in life. I could have benefited from it a long time ago. However, it came when it came, so I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
I told the story yesterday. I'm on LinkedIn sometimes. So I was, on LinkedIn. Are you on LinkedIn at all?
I am, but I don't ever sign in to LinkedIn.
Let me tell you, that platform right there.
Everyone say great things about it.
They extract from you. Like, that is work. So I'm doing these things because I'm trying to be more visible, because I am trying to impact more lives and more business owners and help them in any way that I can. But I told the story yesterday about when I was working and how my boss got fired and they gave me the position, and they called me at home. HR called me at home and asked me if I wanted, if I felt I could take over the job. Obviously, they saw that I was doing the job and I was, doing it well, but that they had let him go. And the moral of my story was that when you be of service, then you don't have to worry about money and things like that, because things will naturally come to you, because you're naturally a giver and you give to people and you feed into them, and you're trying to make whatever the situation is better than what it started with. Now, when I started this job, I knew I was overqualified, but I just jumped in and did what I had to do. And lo and behold, I got to be the head of this department. And of course, I didn't know that was going to happen. Wow. So, people felt good about hearing that story, because I know a lot of people on LinkedIn are employees. It's not as many entrepreneurs as there are employees, or it could be a dual thing, but not so many just entrepreneurs on there. So that story lit up the board, and people were very inspired and encouraged by it. And they felt like, but I said, if I wasn't on this platform, I probably would have never thought about that incident, because I am trying to think of stories, and I have so many of them that I'm not even thinking about telling on any other platform. I don't know why, but this particular platform makes me dig deep and go in.
And for the new year, though, how deep are we digging? Because
well, we're going to dig deep as much as we need to help transform people's lives. So that was a transformer right there. That particular story was good. That was and even I post for Sydney's birthday, just saying happy birthday. I put up a picture of her and 2 pictures of me. People were inspired by the mother-daughter relationship. They felt like, oh, that was so powerful, that was so honorable. It's so happy to see mother, and I feel like that too. I feel like parents, like mother-son, mother-daughter, father-daughter, father-son. I just feel like those relationships are so sacred. And so to hear people, liking that, and that too got a lot of interaction on it, and a lot of feedback. So I don't know, this LinkedIn stuff is making me nostalgic or something. I don't know.
Aw. Yeah, I know some people like I didn't even know until a few months ago that people actually are posting stuff on it too, like pictures, like Facebook. I had no idea. I didn't even know that. I know it was good for work connections and all, but I don't really use it much. But yeah, it's like a whole nother social media feed. It's like, how many can you keep up with? Like people,
Yeah,
you need a social media manager.
exactly. You need a manager, but then no one can tell you the story the way you tell it. I mean,
Hmm.
it has to be someone who's going to tell the story, or maybe you look at the post prior to, but it has to be in your words and your feelings, because people pick up on your energy.
Yeah.
So, and that's a lot of feedback that I get, like, oh, I love your energy, or you got good energy, or I feel connected, and thank you for the inspiration, or something like that. So it has to be the same. It can't be a cold feed. And then there's a
Mm.
strategy, I guess, to each platform, but I don't think I've ever really learned any other strategy on any other platform that I've learned on LinkedIn. It's a disruptor. Like, you have to disrupt the flow. You have to say one thing as a caption, and then it'll turn into something else different. It just has to make people want to, dig deeper into what you're saying, or just look into it more. So yeah, there's a strategy to that. I'm like, oh gosh. I'm learning though, because I'm getting a lot of followers and a lot of connections.
And it's all about those connections and the networking, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. So if you're looking for more followers and more people, perhaps you can go back in and dig in. A lot of people, like I'm talking to you, a lot of people that, because I was on LinkedIn for a long time and did nothing or never knew how to navigate the system. And one of my millionaire coach mentors said, well, you should try doing LinkedIn. I went back in, I started telling someone else, like I'm talking to you. Now they're back in, because I've never used it in years. And now, I have been at least for a month and a half straight now.
Wow. And for all the businesses, or is it really for like the money
Uh,
mindset coaching, or is it for everything?
Money mindset coaching, but I mentioned the other businesses because when I do, they say, wow, so now I'm learning so much more about you. Like, oh, I'm learning this. I even talk about the podcast. I'm like,
Awesome.
what? Yeah. So they are connecting with that. The only thing is, I don't know how to get people to connect to the podcast. I mean, a couple of people asked, like,
Oh, you don't have the link to the studio link? You should have it at all times. I mean, you could log on to the website now and get it, but it's ironic you said that because I had another guest the other day. I felt so
uh-huh.
bad. Well, and it's happened twice now, but she's giving everyone the Zoom link. So every time I'm in a Zoom, I got 6, 7, 8 people in the Zoom with us, but she gave them that link. And I try to tell them, like, okay, you can give them a link to like the website. I said they could, watch it there and listen there. But so now it's like you see a little picture of her, and then you see everyone's names, and everyone's like, watching and listening.
So
But
will they go directly to my
if you go to pbnpodcast.com, you go to the
uh-huh.
studio area and live shows. We should be in Studio One right now. So if you look it up, you click on it. I could hear myself probably live with a reverb, which I haven't done in years. Let me see. But yeah, I think I'm Studio One.
Right. So so if I go to pbn.com and send that to them, would they have to look up my name, or they could directly?
You go right to the studio if they want to listen live.
Oh, if
Oh
they want to
my gosh, I'm
listen
listening to myself live right now. I hear your dog barking.
live.
It's like a little bit of a delay. Yes, we are in
Okay.
Studio One. If you go to the website, pbnpodcast.com, and you click on listen live, and there's Studio One. So we're there live. And then,
Okay.
yes. And then oh my gosh, it's so weird hearing myself. I got to shut it. And then, yes, they can tune in live each and every week. And then obviously you get, I'm sure, a copy of your shows. I don't know how or where or who that does. And hopefully you got your shows so far. Did you get your show yet?
I got some of them. I didn't get the one last week with Ava, but
Oh, good.
I don't know if I got all of them, but I've gotten some. So usually lately I've been getting them like the next day or something. So that's pretty good. I haven't gotten the show that I came to do in the studio. I've never gotten that.
That's what I was asking. Oh, okay. Sorry, I shouldn't bring it up then. No, but you should have it right now. That was the one. I felt like that was the summer. Was it the summer?
Yeah, that was in I believe
October?
August. No, August.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I hope you get the show soon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I would love to see that.
Look,
And,
plead your case. You're live on the air. They're listening.
yeah, please, may I please have my studio work? I mean, that is the groundbreaking thing that I want to publish, and I want to see I want to show it to everybody. So I actually have the products, and you're there with me. We're live. I love it.
Yeah, that should be awesome. I mean, that's great material for you to use, promote yourself, to put on LinkedIn, little clip and snippets of it too. Can you edit that stuff yourself? Can you do like the little edits and stuff?
I do it myself, but I did have someone one time do a snippet of each version of what we talked about for the main thing and for money mindset. So I have those clips on social media, on Instagram. So I do have those. But I haven't, done any more clips from then, but I will be using this particular one, talking about what we're doing because people are pretty impressed. And like I said, sometimes you take things for granted and they're like, oh, I just did this. Oh, I just did that. But I mean, it's more than, oh, I just did it. It's something. It's an accomplishment and we need to celebrate it.
Absolutely. Yay.
So I'm really proud and happy about the things that I've been able to accomplish. And like I said, this year, I'm just not stopping. I'm just, want to double up and do more. I think I told you last week that I started a Facebook group. So now I have almost I just started it like mid-December. So I have like 250 people there. That's better than zero. So I am talking to people. I am, giving them guidance in terms of how they should navigate. A lot of people are telling me what their businesses are, where they feel they're struggling, and how things are going, what they're looking forward to, and learning from me in the group. So I'm so excited about this. So excited, so excited.
Awesome. And the new year ahead, is there any other businesses that you're working on, or just want to expand the ones you have? Any new products that you're going to be launching that you maybe?
No products. It's just about scaling the current businesses that I have. Like I said, for the main thing, I would like to look into retail stuff, even though Shark Tank says that you should never do retail because it's not good for you. They don't do this, and that. I don't know what the alternative is at this point. So I'm going to look into some retail just to see how that works out for me in terms of the main thing. So that, and then to really take the money mindset, really branch off with that and do well and transform these lives. Let people get some money. There's money to be made out here. That's another thing I talked about. I gave statistics on, how many is about 8 billion people in the world. Only 30% of them are financially literate. Like, could you imagine that all these other people are financially illiterate? Like, they do not know about money and they don't understand money. So I had to explain that I didn't learn about financial literacy until after I learned about money manifestation. So it's like I had to manifest money in order to learn how to manage money and invest money and things like that. So I think people leave money manifestation out of the equation. Like, people think it's woo-woo, they really don't believe in it. And then ultimately they do believe in it. But at the end of the day, it's about believing in yourself and feeling you deserve things and feeling that you're worthy of it and being of service. And that will bring money to you. Then you'll ultimately learn how to manage it. I think the financial literacy, like the traditional way to do it, I think people are bored and they don't really believe in it. That's why it's not happening for most people.
Yeah. Wow. Mindset. I got to get a better mindset. We all want more income.
Yeah. Everybody wants more income. And I think everybody's trying to go through the same door. Could you imagine 8 billion people trying to go through the same door, and the door can only hold but so many? Everybody's not getting through. like you have to look at different ways to amass money and to do things with your money, but you have to open your mind a little bit more and to understand how it really works. So I guess I teach the spiritual version of attracting money and manifesting money, then managing money, and then learning how to invest it and manage, do those things with it. So I feel like I am a conduit to one way of amassing money, and then I can capture a lot of people, and then they can go on and move on and tell people how they learned how to get money, just like how I learned. So did you feel like you had a financial course?
A cross, like a
Course. No, did you learn about money like in a course?
Oh,
Or
no. I just learned about money because I started working when I was 12 because my parents were, regular middle to lower income. I paid for my college. They couldn't afford braces. So although
Mhm.
I had to do everything myself. So I learned at a young age, I want those things. I want straight teeth. I have to go, so
Right, right.
and then I learned more about money and about from like my friends, like, and their families, seeing them going out to dinners. We never went out to dinners. And I'm like,
Right.
you guys go out to dinner? I'm like, you go on vacation? Like, what's that? We only got to go on vacation one time when like my grandpa died and he left us money. He was 16. It was like our first vacation. It was like so exciting. But I saw other people who had money and I'm like, I want to do those things. How come my family's not doing it? But not everybody's family makes a lot of money. So
Right.
I learned I want to thrive and inspire and strive for that. So I started working at 12 for a DJ company. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that is non-traditional at 12. I started working at 14. I told you I had my little businesses doing hair and stuff like at
Yeah.
10. But on the record, I was summer youth. I think they started at 14, or they did start at 14 back then. So that was this one here, DJ job. Wow.
Yeah. Dancing for weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs. Yeah. All over the tri-state area. I can't believe looking back now, I'm like, how was I even part of this? Like I looked like a child. I was 12, but at weddings, I wouldn't want a 12-year-old dancing at my wedding. Like it's just bizarre. But yeah, I did until I was like 20 years old. And it was,
Right.
yeah,
You
every
had
weekend.
passion. Right. You
I
had the
did.
passion. You want and you move forward towards it. And that's the thing. You don't know how things are going to come to you. I told them every single business I have, I was the opposite of that business. I did not
It's
know how to
crazy.
cook. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
a banker. I did taxes. I was not good in math. I'm making hair products. My hair was not the greatest. I'm talking about money and mindset and all this stuff. And I grew up, I consider myself middle class poor. So all these things, you just never know how you're going to land. All you have to do is have the passion, determination, and the mindset, and things will open up for you. You just don't know how it's going to do it. You don't have to worry about that. That's not your business. You just have to move forward, and you will be where you need to be. Like I said, they fired my boss. Who would have thought that?
Hmm.
I would never have thought that, And the head of the department, and made an announcement about it. And, this was in Billboard and, Billboard magazine. So this was odd, but you just have to do your part, stay
So
focused.
you saw it and you weren't aware until you saw it?
No,
Explain.
no, no. They called me and asked me before they did it.
Oh,
And I was out sick. So that was so funny. So basically, they went behind his back. And to be honest with you, this is very odd on so many levels, because this was a white man and I'm a black woman. So they let go the white man to hire a black woman. He's the older gentleman. I'm younger. He's, some jobs will have these boys clubs. I'm not a part of that, but yet this is what they did. They called me at home and asked me if I would do it. And after they asked me and I said yes, then they let him go.
oh my goodness. Wow. See, everything happens for a reason. That's
Yeah,
great.
everything happens. Like, you became the DJ dancer.
Who knew? Who
You
knew?
just never
Yes.
know. And you wanted to be of service. You did what you needed to do, and then that's where you landed. I did everything that I need to do in every single aspect of every business that I own, and here's where I landed. This is what I'm doing, and that's how I'm doing it. It's just
And that
purposeful. Yeah.
And that makes you productive. And now you can add to the accomplishment of LinkedIn. What do we call it? Expert. You're learning all right. As we get older, we're learning social media. Who knew all these stuff that we are capable of?
I'm like, what are we doing here? How do I navigate this platform? Like, what's going on? I mean, I'm started at one like to, I think I've gotten as many as 127 likes and comments and stuff, which is good for me because I'm just really starting out on this platform. So I think it's pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep it up. But the reason I really want to keep it up is because it's stretching me in terms of telling my story.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have said these things or talked about these things unless I've learned how to do it on this platform. So it is a learning curve. I'm learning something new now.
We all are, yes. And Lynnette, we're out of time. We want to say Happy New Year again, because it's our first week back, getting in the grind. Wishing you the best of luck and your success, and of course with your video and all that's coming. And if we want to reach out to you, would you mind sharing the best form of contact for us? Please share your websites. Thank you.
TheMANEthang.com. On Instagram, it's theMANEthangs with an S on the end. It's Lynnette Caldwell on Instagram, and it's Nana's Pudding _ on Instagram. And on LinkedIn, it's Lynnette Caldwell.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Lynnette. You have a fantastic day, and have a great one. And send my love to Ava. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.